Thinking about moving to Federal Way, Washington, you're not alone. A lot of people are drawn in by the lower home prices, easy access to Seattle and Tacoma, and all the outdoor adventures nearby. But here's the thing, if you don't know what to expect, you can end up in the wrong part of town. Or with a commute, they'll drive you crazy. So let's talk about what it's really like to live here so you can make a move you won't regret. So let's start with the commute, because let's be honest, if you're working in Seattle or Tacoma, this matters a lot. Federal Way sits right along I-5, which sounds convenient until you hit the rush hours. Morning traffic northbound ends in Seattle can be a grind, often 45 minutes to an hour or more. Same story heading south into Tacoma in the afternoons. But there's good news. Public transportation options are improving. The Link Light Rail is extending into Federal Way, and we are expecting it to open soon, which will be a game changer. If you're not into the driving every day, that's something to watch closely for. Now, let's talk about crime. Federal Way gets a bit of a mixed reputation. Like most cities, safety really depends on the neighborhood. Some parts feel super friendly, family-oriented, and peaceful. Others, not so much. If crime stats worry you, I get it. The key is knowing the pockets to avoid. You don't need to panic, but you do need to be smart about where you choose to live. I always help my clients match up safety, budget, and lifestyle, because it all works together. So what is it really like to live in Federal Way day to day? It's got a suburban feel, but it's not boring. You got tons of parks, waterfront access, and Dash Point, hiking just a short drive away, and even a botanical garden tucked in the middle of town. On a clear day, you'll even see Mount Rainier, which feels like it's right in your own backyard. There's a decent food scene too. Korean barbecues, fresh sushi, local diners, and if you love being outside, it's hard to beat the access here. You're within an hour of skiing, beaches, and mountains. Pretty sweet, right? If this is helpful so far, tap the like button. It tells me what kind of content you want more of. And honestly, it helps me help more people just like you. Now, here's something most people don't expect about Federal Way. It's evolving. The downtown area is seeing new development. There's a town center project, upgrades to public spaces, and the vibe is slowly shifting from sleepy suburb to something a little more modern. And did I mention the walkability? Okay, it's not like downtown Seattle, but in certain areas, like around the new developments, it's totally possible to live without relying on your car for everything. Federal Way is great for people who want more space, less noise, and easy access to both city and nature. It's ideal for families, remote workers, and anyone who wants that Pacific Northwest lifestyle without the Seattle prices. But if you're craving nightlife, walk everywhere, convenience, or a super urban feel, you might feel a little underwhelmed here. That's why knowing the right neighborhood is so important. Each area feels different, and if you pick the right one, Federal Way can be an awesome fit. So if you're still thinking, can I live here? The next step is checking out the neighborhoods, because the vibe in Twin Lakes is nothing like the vibe near Redondo Beach, and choosing right makes all the difference. Check out my next video, Best Neighborhoods in Federal Way. Where should you live? I break them down based on budget, commute, and lifestyle, and more, so you can skip the guesswork and find your perfect spot.